backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Ask me though how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going, think it's something you could talk about.
Why? Because you're being Baker acted.
It's a violation of my civil rights. It's disgusting.
A South Florida woman is taking legal...
Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof, inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training.
So legally, I can go home.
No, you cannot.
Why?
Because you're being Baker acted.
It's a violation of my civil rights. It's disgusting.
A South Florida woman is taking legal action after she says she spent nearly 2 weeks in mental health institutions for no legitimate reason.
I felt betrayed by the very same system that's designed to protect me.
She claims in a recently filed lawsuit that it was orchestrated by her own mother.
So she's the CEO of Rock Nation, a company that she owns along with Sean Carter, the famous rapper Jay-Z. They were even showing up at my husband's nephew's school and surveilling the children.
He's over there right now waiting for her to show up. He's going to bake her out.
Please do not send any hate or honestly comments of any kind to anyone mentioned in this video on behalf of me or yourself. The purpose of this video is to give my commentary and opinion on matters of public concern. Thank you. Imagine you wake up one day. Your phone's been hacked and cloned. Someone can see every one of your pictures, every one of your videos, every one of your messages. They can use your iCloud to log into all your accounts, including your bank account, and they can track your every move. Now imagine the hacker's location traces to Rock Nation? Several states away, and your mom is the CEO there. Now, imagine that same mother has planted a hidden camera in your bedroom, facing the bathroom. She's lied about you to the cops. She conspired with your boss to get you locked up against your will, and then filed to take legal control over your life. Demore Hadley thought the worst thing a mother could do was walk away, but she was wrong. Her mother never really left. She followed. And then she struck. Demore claims she was being watched. She claims she was being followed. She claims she was lured to a marina and forced by police officers under threat of arrest to get into a mysterious unmarked pickup truck with strangers she had never met. When she tried to tell the truth, she was ignored. When she kept trying to tell the truth, they tried to silence her. You might be wondering, what was her crime? What did she do that was so bad? Well, other than being an adult disobeying her mother, it was dating a black man. This federal lawsuit reads like a thriller. Unlawful detentions, allegations of wiretaps, perjury, fake therapists, phony interventionists, and a woman who has never done a drug in her life, fighting to prove she's not an addict. So if you can't tell, today's video is a little different. I normally don't do interviews on this channel unless it's a very special circumstance, but sometimes the mainstream media, the actual journalists, the actual news isn't really doing their job. They're not really bringing forth some stories that I think need a lot of attention. And this is one such story. If you've been following the channel, you know I've spent years covering how systems of power can be used to trap people, weaponized even, to trap people under the guise of help and protection. Now, this tactic often requires the victim's parents or other family members to be directly involved. We saw this with Brittany, we saw it with Bam, and today, we're seeing it again. What you're about to hear is a first-hand account from someone who says her own mother, who happens to be the CEO of Rock Nation, allegedly used money, power, influence, connections, and even the legal system, lawyers, law enforcement, to try and take over her adult daughter's life. We're talking allegations of illegal surveillance, forced psychiatric holds, and a push for a conservatorship/guardianship, because they're the same thing, over a fully grown, fully competent woman with no mental health history. This is a story about family, about power, and about how systems designed to supposedly help people can sometimes be turned into weapons. And just like Brittany and Bam, Demore says it wasn't because she was a danger to herself, but it was because she wouldn't fall in line. This is a personal story, but it's not just a personal story. It's also about how power can be abused when it's absolutely unchecked. Demore says her own mother used her power and the law to have her falsely and illegally locked up. She spied on her in her own bedroom, and she was nearly placed in a guardianship. Now, before we get into it, nothing in this video is legal advice. These are all allegations made by Demore. Based on her firsthand experiences, I'm going to allow her the space to say these things, but I certainly wasn't there. I don't know. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law or until proven liable in a civil court. Okay. Now, most of the allegations and most of the things that Demore is going to say here have been memorialized in a federal complaint, which we will insert some clips of as we move along, just to provide the receipts. Don't come for me. Okay. With all that said, let's get into it. Well, there you have it. The cat is out of the bag. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That'll be coming out soon. I was shooting for today, but it may be tomorrow. Today or tomorrow. So, yeah, I have no desire to no longer be living, if anyone's wondering. I like being alive and all that. So, if anybody hears anything happen to me, it wasn't me. Okay. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So shout out to Demore for doing that interview. I think she's going to be doing some more interviews. She's already done a 2-part thing on Jaguar Wright and a couple other places. So she's trying to get her story out. They are actively right now trying to, they meaning like Rock Nation and her mom and stuff in this lawsuit, trying to get a gag order so she's not going to be able to talk. Or she may not be able to, or whatever. They're trying to get it to where, you know, the Rock Nation and them are trying to get it to where she can't make social media statements and posts and stuff. So she's trying to get her story out. Obviously, she's not going to, break a court order if there's one or something. So yeah, the interview's already done and it'll be coming out soon. Okay. So what are we doing? We are in court. Sean P. Puff Daddy Combs. We just got back from the lunch break. Oh man, the judge. There's a lot going on, y'all. So just to recap. Every time I say that, it reminds me of the Britney recap. I was in that place against my will. Poor girl. Justice for Britney. Anyway, okay. So what's going on right now? A lot of stuff. The judge just kicked a juror off the jury. Yesterday, Juror 6. Well, really, the juror was kicked off. Juror 6 was kicked off Friday. But Diddy's lawyers made these like 3 different arguments, and one of them was kind of like race based. So the judge wanted to make sure that he was really considering everything. He didn't want to make any rash decisions. So yesterday, he did confirm that decision. He was like, yeah, no, the juror got to go. It was from inconsistent statements about where he lived, and it was like basic questions. Basic questions. Yeah. Anyway, so that juror got kicked off. But then right as that was all going down, even like in the midst of those arguments, Diddy was arguing through his lawyers and stuff. He was saying, well, if Juror 6 got to go, Juror 7 got to go too. Because Juror 7 redacted. And it's like, okay, all right. But then even the juror number 7 being known now, it was redacted in those papers or whatever. But now they just started saying Juror 7. So whatever's going on with that. Okay, anyway, so there's another juror issue going on. The judge said he was going to take care of it after court yesterday. That did not happen. Then he said he was going to take care of it after court today. We just got back from the lunch break. Also on cross-examination right now is Special Agent Delessa Penman. Delessa Penman. Anyway, she's a special agent with the Southern District of New York. She basically was just here to like say like point to stuff in an Excel spreadsheet or a summary chart is what they're calling it, and then say, yes, this is a real ticket. Yes, this was an American Express charge. Yes, this was a such and such whatever. Okay, so that was her whole job. Now she's Now she's on cross-examination with Teeny Garagos, and Teeny keeps saying, like, why don't you have this message in your little chart? Why don't you have this freak-off footage in your little freak-off footage? And it's just kind of like, girl, I don't know. I don't know how strong of an argument that is. But we have some more stuff going on before the jury comes back in from the break. They're back 1:34, so about 10 minutes ago. The judge says, Teeny Garagos, are you ready to finish your little pathetic cross-examination? He didn't say that. He's very nice. She said as soon as Diddy is out. So where y'all think Diddy is? He just got granted permission to see all the freak-off footage that the jurors get to see. So what y'all think he been doing over the lunch break? Anyway, brought in from the holding cell. The judge said, have you conferred about the other matter? So judge is trying to be vague because, you know, they like doing everything super secret off the docket, off the record. I don't know, it might be on the record. I don't know what on the record and off the record really means, to be honest. But anyway, the judge is like, have y'all, like the both sides, have y'all come together and done a conferring on the other matter? And then Mari and Comey are one of them over here. The government is like, the court can question the juror. We defer. So I guess Diddy's side wants this juror question, just juror 7. This has to do with this juror. Oh, wait. I gotta sneeze. Whew. It's the second time that happened today. Okay. You conferred about the other matter. The court, so the feds are like, you can you can question this juror, that's fine. We're not going to make an argument about it. Like, the feds are basically just like, if you got to do what you got to do kind of thing with this juror 7. Now, this is the one where I think it also loops in that TMZ article that people got in trouble for this morning. It was like, a TMZ exclusive yesterday morning about this juror. And they had all this information about this closed door meeting. And only a few people were in the closed door meeting with the judge, having to do with the juror issue. Like, this was all sealed information. Somehow it made its way into TMZ. So this is the same issue we're still dealing with from a different perspective, a different angle right here. This is the government saying, yeah, if Diddy wants to question that juror, you want to question that juror, Your Honor, we want a fair jury. We're not going to fight with you about it. Go ahead and do it. No problem. Okay. Diddy's lawyer said, okay. So Diddy's lawyer, this is the one that Mims and now me speculate is just here really to just like basically make sure that she's working on an appeal in real time, apparently. And I do see it. I see it now that Mims said that. I do see exactly why he said that, and I agree. Okay. So she steps up and says, we prefer when you question this juror, it be in the courtroom. We want that. We would prefer that over the robing room. Reason being, we want our client, Diddy, to be able to observe. And that's fair. It is his trial. That's fair. It's his trial. Okay. The judge is like, noted, whatever. He's already mad at them for leaking to TMZ. We don't know who leaked it to him, but I have suspicions it was Diddy's team, and I have suspicions it was Mark Garagos. Let's get Penland back. Okay, so let's get the witness back. We'll deal with this jury issue later. So they're going to, they might clear the courtroom out for this, though, and just leave Diddy where he is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see after the rest of the testimony is over by this agent. All rise. Okay. So court is back in session. We watched video Okay, so Teeny Garagos comes back to start asking her questions. We watched video, freak off videos, I think. That's what's being reported, that they were watching basically freak off videos. Now, let's turn to Exhibit 1307. This is a stipulation that the video was found under the Frank Black profile on a device provided by Cassie. Okay, so it was like a laptop or an iPad or something. It was a laptop. And there was 2 profiles on it, and one of them was Frank Black. So this special agent already testified about this Frank Black thing, and he said, this is what we found on there. One of them was really destroyed. One of them we couldn't get into, but we were able to take the hard drive out and run it through a different thing and extract the data, da-da-da. So this is like them stipulating that this is really under the Frank Black. We're not going to argue that and all that. Here, Diddy wrote, coming to New York City this weekend, what does Cassie reply? Cassie said, it's really nice here. Okay, and then Diddy writes, I got us tickets. I got us tickets for Book of Mormon. That wasn't in your exhibit, was it? And Teeny Garagos is doing a little bit of a word manipulation game here with your exhibit because it wasn't her exhibit. She didn't make it. And she's been very clear many times already on this cross-examination that her job was to look at what was on the list and basically like be a forensic like fact checker, like go and see this text was sent here, this thing was said here. Diddy writes, I got us tickets for Book of Mormon. That wasn't in your little exhibit, was it? The agent's like, it wasn't. And then Diddy writes, you ready for tonight? That's the day before the videos were looked at, right? Oh, we looked at, excuse me. Okay, so the videos they just watched in court from the freak offs. Those happened on the 2, like October 12th or something like that. The day before that freak off, Diddy texts Cassie, you ready for tonight? Yep, okay. And if we could pull up what's already in evidence, page 18, please. This isn't included in your chart, is it? Right. Cassie writes, keep having flashbacks of yesterday. You see that? Yeah. Okay, let's go to NBC has an update. Penland. Oh, it's Penland, not Penman. Redaction correction. I previously stated it was Delessa Penman. It is not. It is Delessa Penland. Okay, Penland. Court has returned from lunch. She's taking the witness stand once again to resume cross-examination. We have an update from CNN. Court is back from lunch break. Judge is back on the bench. Special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York is back on the stand. The jury was entering. This was 11 minutes ago. And Teeny Garagos is continuing the cross-examination. 2 new updates from Washington Post. Court was on lunch break. We're back from the lunch break. More cross-examination of Delessa Penland, special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office. We're on the Independent. I think we read this one before we left for the break, but I'll just read it. It's short. It's from an hour ago. Jurors watching freak off footage. The reason you'll see why I'm reading it because of what's coming up next. Jurors watching freak off footage. Jurors are currently watching really explicit footage. This was an hour ago from freak offs that are shielded from public view. They're watching portions of a video recorded in October 2012 that was also shown on Monday. They also watched, okay. So it was They watched 4 videos, I think 3 from October 2012, and then 1 from December 2 years later. So that was years later. Okay, cool. So a 2012 freak off, a 2014 freak off. Okay, then they broke for lunch. And then 32 minutes ago, look at this, and theindependent.com. Jurors have little reaction to watching freak off footage. Jurors watched more footage, which once again, elicited very little reaction. Some of the jurors furrowed their brows in concentration. Some rested their hands on their mouths. Some tapped their pens with their fingers. Okay, next question. What does Miss Ventura write? That's Cassie. She writes, I bought the best Exy outfits for later and shoes. What does she write here? She writes, I promise I will be the nastier freak B word to make up for it. I mean, Teeny, this is just showing that Diddy was leveraging SUL stuff for, his moods. Kimbrella said, yeah, they don't have any reaction because they're tired of watching these videos. They like test subjects of desensitization. Okay. It shows he manipulates, if anything, CC said. Thanks so much, Tatum, for the $9.99. What's the latest on TriStar? I don't know. I mean, they get brought up here and there in the Diddy trial, but nothing concrete quite yet other than one witness said it was Jonathan Perez, I think. He said that TriStar was basically everything on Diddy's, like his overall money is what they said. He said that they helped onboard employees for him. They helped manage his homes, a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, TriStar was the business managers, and Robin Greenhill was the account manager. Thank you for that $9.99. Thank you, Ro, member for 17 months. Always speaking up for what's right. I love you. Your passion, fight for human rights. Shout out to you. And thank you for that $10 super chat. Cannot wait to see this. If found not guilty, does he get the tapes back? No, I don't think so, because none of these tapes came from him. They all from Cassie's devices and other stuff. So no, I think is the answer. Thank you for that $1.99. Thank you to Nick B, member for 20 months. Shout out to you. Hey, BJ, thanks so much for all your coverage. You're crushing it. We appreciate you. You're the best. Thank you, Broken Kit Kat, for the $9.99. I can see the SNL skit now. The entire defense team groans or puts their heads in their hands when Teeny gets up to question a witness. Yes, please make it into an SNL skit. Thank you for that. But that would actually be funny. And, they don't actually do that over there anymore. What I want to know. I got an update too from that juror situation. I watched. No, not the juror. It's related to that because it's about the leak of that article. But I was watching Deeza, and she was saying some details that none of the other media put out. And she was saying the judge was so mad. He came flying in there this morning. She said he looked like Lord Voldemort. His cape was flying. The robes was flying. He usually sits and goes, good morning, everyone. And he wasn't doing none of that good morning, everyone. He said, have a seat, please be seated. And he just started tearing into him. And she said, yeah, he was going back and forth. The prosecutor, you're going to, U.S. side, you're going to be held responsible for certain things. Maureen, you are. But Tisa said that Maureen Comey was standing there like, okay, that's fine. The judge threatened to launch an investigation and confiscate their phones It was like apparently very dramatic in there. And Mark Agnifilo, apparently the judge asked, and I'll be watching Rabbit. I'll be watching Rabbit's coverage of the transcript for this part for sure. I definitely want to see this or hear this part. But sorry, I get distracted by y'all's comments. But what was she saying that the judge, shoot, I was reading somebody's comment and I went off in a whole different direction in my mind. What does she write about? She writes the best outfits for later. Da, 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 da. The juror, he said he was going to confiscate people's phones if need be. And he like threatened criminal sanctions. And he was like, my orders are going to be my orders. And Mark Agnifilo apparently couldn't even answer when or how he found out. This is from Tisa. She was in the courtroom. But when or how he found out about the article. And the prosecutors were like, well, we found out about the article from, reading it or whatever. We just saw it or whatever. But then Mark Agnifilo is like, oh, well, we found out about it when the prosecutors sent it to us. When they sent it to us, we found out about it. And apparently Maureen Comey looked over her shoulder like, yeah, right. She didn't say that, I don't think. I don't think she said, yeah, right. But it was kind of like that look of like, yeah, yeah, right. Okay, so now anyway, we're back here where we're having Cassie. It's Teeny Garagos can't get enough sex read into the record. It's like she's got like something for it or something. It's very strange, like why she's constantly putting this in here all the time, like these same SUL text messages. That wasn't the point of any of that chart. The point of the chart wasn't to like remake their case. The point of the chart was and it was very neutral language. They weren't even called freak-offs in the chart. The whole point of the chart was to summarize evidence. And now here's Teeny reading all the messages back into evidence. So I bet you if I had to guess, Maureen or whoever, Christy, whoever it is, going to stand up and they're going to have some text messages to read in of their own and just leave it on that. Yeah, more lines just Diddy wanted to hear. Exactly. This is just a sick fetish that Diddy has, and he's making his lawyers and every goddamn body else play into it. And anybody doing this for money, that's on you. That's on you. I bought the best outfits for later, Cassie said. Like Diddy just wanted to be reminded that there was some type of consent one time that somebody bought an outfit or something. Oh, I haven't done an AstroTurf management in a minute. Hold on. Okay. I know an hour of SUL text messages. Great. That is just, wow, Teeny. Oh, man. What gives these sickos these ideas? Ugh. However, the fact that the judge is allowing this to go on, it does weaken Diddy's chances of appeal by a lot, because he could have went and argued like the prosecution was able to make their case in the summary charts and we couldn't argue against it. Now it's going to be like, and they argued against it. They put in all these explicit SUL text messages all over again. Nobody stopped them. So it's going to make it, in that small amount harder to appeal. Or to win on appeal, I should say. They're going to appeal it no matter what. Okay, next question. Then what does Cassie write? She writes, Can't buy Astro. Too expensive. When should I take it? Where is it? And Diddy writes it's in the bag. It's the orange pill. Girl, it shows how financially destitute she is. Why are you... Can't buy Astro. Too expensive. When should I take it? Where is it? Too expensive? I mean, I don't want to have it in my Google search because I don't want the algorithm putting that nasty stuff, but it can't be more than a few dollars, right? Like a few dollars to like what, $20 or something? Like how much could it be? And she's like this famous, world famous star dating this literally, I think, billionaire. At some point he became a billionaire, certainly millionaire at the time. Mogul. And can't afford a bottle of Astro because it's too expensive. And the immediate same text is, when should I take the pill? And he's telling her where to, here's your pill, baby. Oh, this is so sick. This is the defense. With a defense like this, who needs a prosecution? Thank you, Mary Quinlan, for the $9.99 super sticker. Somebody said large is about $19. So I was in the ballpark of it. A few dollars up to maybe 20. These women are struggling. So a friend said maybe 20. It's like $20. Which I know, understand. I don't mean to downplay it. $20 is a lot of money for most people in the world. But to have Teeny Garagos reading these messages or have them being read in to prove what I think she's trying to prove is consent, and which means necessarily the lack of coercion, it puts it right dead square front and center. I mean, this is a millionaire. This is a mogul. This is a literally, I mean, it's like a household name in the United States. And she's his girlfriend for 11 years. She's going through all this stuff. At the very least, they admit she got beaten at least once by him. And she don't have $20. It's and that's today, y'all. They stopped dating in 2018. So this is like back in like between 2009 and 2015, probably 16, something like that. I can't afford Astro. So it might have even been cheaper. That's the before times. Somebody said they don't want Brendan on the stand. That's what it is. They trying to bore everybody. Julie said kids were involved, but I don't know if they were, Julie. It never was really like explicitly stated that there was kids involved. The minor victims could have been maybe like somebody else's kid, maybe Jane's kid or something. It never was officially confirmed. And I do want to make sure that we're saying that because I understand where y'all are coming from. And like, at the end of the day, do I think that maybe there was somebody under the age, involved somehow, some way? I think on a personal level, it's likely. However, Diddy was not charged with that. And that is how, like I told y'all earlier, they're like literally always, people are always trying to set me up. So I just need to make it very abundantly clear. Like Diddy has not been charged with anything as of my knowledge relating to minors. Now, civil suits, things like that, maybe. But I don't think that the charges involve children. So it would make sense that they wouldn't bring kids up. Now, should they have, could they have, would they have, all of that? I mean, we could get into discussions, but he wasn't charged with minor stuff in the federal charges that I'm aware. Thank you, Joy. Seyor for the $9.99 super sticker. Thank you, Julie, for the $4.99. I emailed you pics of Anton, Sly, and Jules. Okay, I'll put those on the web. Thank you, Julie. Uploaded Jules since they released his last name today. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that $4.99 and thank you for that email. I'll have to update the web. Meow said they knew that they knew that they were going to stretch this out all day. You are slaying. Let's get some super chats going. Yeah, slay. Thank you for that $9.99. Empowered Wendy. Y'all, I'm like still recovering from that, like whatever I had. I'm calling it C 2025. C25. I still feel like I'm still like from that. Okay, Teeny says, and what does Cassie write here? She says, I can't wait until we have a baby. Happy Father's Day. And Diddy writes, ooh, you know that one cuts. Because I think he does still have like affection and like, I guess probably some version of like love or whatever for Cassie. Like, I still think that because she left him and didn't come back, I think now he sees it as like the one that got away because she literally did get away from him. And I mean, from all appearances, it appears as such. And so, hearing these texts, like, I do think some of this stuff he wanted read out, but like really thinking about, like, there was a time and place where Cassie sent this and she really meant it. Like, I can't wait till we have a baby. Happy Father's Day. And he's just sitting there rotting, and she's like living her glamorous life as a multimillionaire with her husband and her beautiful children. And then Diddy writes, what do you want to do, baby? And then Cassie writes, I wish we could have FO'd before you left. But Cassie already said this was the only way she could hang out with him. So I wish I could have hung out with you is really what she wanted. But she knew, hey, let's hang out. He was going to say no. But if you say FO, then he'll be like, maybe. Yeah, the longer this trial goes on, the more I'm leaning in the direction that I was already biased. But I started out biased. I told y'all that. They're taking their time in there, y'all. Prabhashini said, I think the prosecution wanted a speedy slam dunk trial. Only went with those charges for now. More can be brought at a later time after more intense investigations. No, I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I think if they had the tapes in their possession, they can't just like sit on them and charge later. But I might be wrong. But that is my understanding of it. Camille's magical moment said I would have listened if the defense actually had a valid case, but so far I haven't heard it. I'm kind of there with you. Yeah, I think like love, like, at this point has been just given so many different names and meanings. Like I told y'all, we need to reclaim our language. But yeah, I think that someone can be saying like, I love you and really mean it. But like their definition of that isn't mine. It's not like saying I love you. It's like, I want to use you for a FO. And he might really mean it. Like he might pass a lie detector test on if he loves somebody. But like the way he's acting isn't giving love. That's what I mean when I say some version. Yeah. Oh, man. Please, Teeny, hurry it along. She's dragging it out on purpose. I feel it. That's my feeling. I'm ready for Brendan, and they know that we all are. The court date is like it's like basically over. I hope the judge makes him stay till 5 o'clock because Teeny did all this. Aggravating. So aggravating. And she could have made this point with like the stuff she already said before the lunch break. I'm not even that mad that she did it, like the before the lunch break stuff. But it's like, come on. It is 2:14. This whole thing could have been not happened. She could have did them first. Those first ones. Just to remind the jury when they're looking at the charts, Cassie did say XYZ. Cassie did, help set some of this stuff up, whatever, here and there. But it's like, girl, come on. They act like they don't have anything to do, hun, Denise. But also, y'all are gonna be, it's gonna be 3-4 weeks from now, and y'all are gonna be like, dang, I wish that there was still Diddy trial going on. I wish there was a live stream I could watch right now. Y'all ain't gonna even know what to do. And when I say y'all, I'm including me too. Looks like we got an update from CNN. Defense highlights texts that show Diddy and Cassie planning freak-offs. Special agent is back on the stand being cross-examined. She confirmed that all 5 of the explicit videos the jury watched today were recovered from a Frank Black user profile on one of Cassie's devices. The videos are sealed because they are sexually explicit. Diddy's lawyer, Teeny Garagos, reviewed more text messages between Diddy and Cassie planning freak-offs, and they were listed in the government summary chart that were not listed there. So in addition to the ones already listed there, Teeny also went through the sexual text messages between Cassie and Diddy. In some messages, Cassie talks about planning the logistics for a freak-off with Diddy, sometimes saying she wants to have a freak-off when Diddy asks, and other times they exchange sexually explicit messages. In February 2013, Diddy wrote, "Maybe one of those nights," and Cassie said, "Yes," with a bunch of S's. Okay, they're back on the tweet thread. Teeny says, "What does Cassie write?" She writes, "I hate it that I don't something protection when I get, oh my God, I'm going to get tested." So again, why is Teeny Garagos having this special agent read into the record Cassie saying she hates that she can't use protection? She says, "I'm going to get tested." Diddy writes, "Let's freak off now." What does she write? She says, "Okay, what hotel?" So now we're going to start getting the slow by slow drip drop truth drop about the diseases, or what? Because that was one of the things Jonathan Oddie alleged, that, he actually contracted a disease from these freak offs. Now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying he alleged it. And she's like, "LOL, gonna get tested. LOL, JK, let's freak off right now." Cassie once dreamed of having a baby with Diddy. This is NBCnews.com. The Cassie-Diddy relationship could be a roller coaster of emotion at any given moment. A high point was on June 16th, 2 years ago. Wait, it has to be 2013. The NBC always puts the wrong stuff in here. You got to watch them. A high point was on June 16, 2013, when Cassie texted her then boyfriend, calling him an extraordinary man, and saying she couldn't wait till they had a baby of their own. They're stalling, in my opinion. Come on, do a new one. So I'm just reading this tweet. They got to start. Yeah, I mean, it's giving like plimp energy. It's giving mother effing PIMP, if you know what I mean. Shout out to Uncle Dutt in the chat. Thank you for that $1.99. Salute to you, ma'am, showing some love. Shout out to the 504. Shout out to all my uncles in the chats. Thank you for that $1.99. They watching clips. Liz said they watching clips. Melly, thank you for the $2 super chat. Combs, used car salesman, coercion, freak off, equal Timu, Diddy. Oh my God. Punk Diddy. Punk Diddy. Thanks so much for that super chat. Cassie said the regular antibiotics didn't even work. These texts have already been used, Robin Lambert said. Shout out to mods in the chat. Y'all need to relax and stop making life so difficult for the mods. When they ask you to do something, can you please just do it? It's really annoying. You're just going to get banned. Sorry. Can't tell you how many emails I get from people saying, I got banned. I'm a subscriber. I'm a member. I'm a this and I'm that. And I'm like, that's not up to me. Okay. I'm not policing these bots in the chat streets. Okay. They get rid of you. You got to go. Sorry about it. I don't know. I wasn't in there, you know. Thanks so much. No for the $4.99 super chat. Teeny flipped on Diddy. She's not helping him today. And every time she asks questions, I always end up saying that. With a lawyer like this, with a defense like this, who needs a prosecutor? On a serious note, I wonder if Brendan's testimony is going to be damning. I wonder why they put him at the end like this. I mean, there's infinite theories. It could be anything. Could be he just cause. It could be some type of strategical reason. Could be because he's going to drop the biggest boom boom shell of all. It could be that he just decided to testify. It could be they just decided to give him immunity. Maybe somebody else dropped out. I don't know. Because it does seem like an interesting lineup. Maybe he just wasn't available. Your guess is as good as mine. They're watching clips, Liz said. What time did they get back from lunch? She did say she had about an hour. So Tammy said, who's testifying? It's still that woman, Delessa Penland. She is a special agent with the Southern District of New York. She works I don't know, doing investigations or whatever, but she didn't actually work on this case specifically. They just gave her this evidence, this summary chart, because they wanted to give the jury a summary chart of 33 pages to kind of like look at all the evidence or whatever to make the case. Well, Teeny Garagos and Mark Agnifilo and them, they didn't even want the summary charts to be able to be used at all. But it was just so many thousands or hundreds or whatever of pages of stuff, of messages, of this, of that it had to be condensed down. And they did go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the judge is letting it in, but that's why the judge is kind of letting this sort of like a little bit extra, from Teeny Garagos, because I think he wants to remain fair and all of that. No, I do not think that Brendan is One Stop. I do not. The reason I don't think Brendan is One Stop is because One Stop, I believe, was involved when Brendan was still like in middle school or high school. So I don't think it could have been the same one. So no, I don't think so. Thanks so much to Nikki for the £2 super chat. Judge needs to step in. Love you, mean it. I mean, I don't think he will. He'll probably let it go on the whole day. But at some point, he would probably step in. Thanks so much for that £2 super chat. Thanks so much to Tina for the $4.99. With all these leaks that are sealed and the jury issues, can they be retried due to that? Like, can the judge just stop it and do a new trial? I mean, nothing like immediately comes to mind. However, yeah, the judge could declare a mistrial in the middle of a mistrial. And I mean, a mistrial in the middle of a trial, but he would need to have a reason. I guess the long and short answer is just, it depends. We would need more information. Thank you for that $4.99. Thanks so much, Butterfly Goddess, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thanks so much to Tamika Wildflower for the $9.99 BJ. I hate to say this, but spiritual, you need to cleanse yourself. I don't know if you believe in this, but his mom has targeted you spiritually and several other content creators. Well, oh my God, I feel real bad for her. Hold on, let me tell y'all one thing right now. Let me tell you one thing right now. Nothing that anybody, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And if somebody's 1 foot in the ground ass mama thinks that they're going to hurt God's favorite, it's going to be the last and worst mistake of their life. And I'm not going to even have to do anything about it, because everything that those people try to send towards me, go ask any one of them. Go ask any one of them, has come back to them tenfold, fivefold, for at least 2, 3. All right. I'm not scared of nothing, and I ain't scared of nobody. I'm packed up, prayed up, and ready to go up. In fact, and indeed, I'm ready for my mothership to come pick me back up any day. All right. I'm ready to go. Now, something happens to me, I didn't do it. But nobody's mama can't hurt me. Nobody's God can't hurt me, because the one that's got my back and I'm his favorite, that's everybody's God. Okay. There's really nothing higher than that. So I'm walking in the truth and in the light. Nobody's decrepit ass, corns and bunions on the feet ass mama is going to do shit to me. Write a check and sign it and cash it. Thank you for that $9.99. Thanks so much, Happy Leo Girl, for the $10 super chat. Has the video Diddy shared of him berating Cassie when she was hiding under the blanket been mentioned? No, I don't think so. Not to my knowledge. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Look, we have an update from Washington Post. "1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 at my right hand, but it will not come near me. I will only observe with my eyes and see the punishment of the wicked." Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. Okay, 3 minutes ago, Cassie text could suggest to jury that she had free will. This is Shayna Jacobs, Washington Post. Text conversations between Cassie and Diddy being shown to the jury could help to support a key element of the defense's case, that Cassie had free will in their relationship to make decisions, including about her participation in the drug-fueled freak-offs. "I've been thinking about one too," Cassie said, about the prospect of a freak-off in one text message presented during cross-examination of summary witness Delessa Penland. In another, quote, "I love you so much. You make me a better woman, daughter, sister." The fact she called him Pop Pop, y'all. She also thanked Diddy for showing her love and happiness the way it's supposed to be. Oh my God, poor thing. Poor girl. While prosecutors say Diddy was an abusive and controlling power figure who used violence and other measures to control Cassie, his attorneys say she was desperate to be close to him and bitter over the fact that he saw other women, including the now deceased mother of some of his children, Kim Porter. And Green Eyes, my cousin that got Green Eyes is burning sage in Palo Santo over the chat. So back at you, buddy. Back at you. You know how they have like Area 51 and stuff all guarded off so you can't astral travel over there? That's how it is at my house. That's how it is over here. You can't do nothing over here. Like when they try to even view it, it's just a black hole. They can't even see it. Why would God's favorite let his favorite just be all exposed like that? If they can do it for Area 51, you don't think God can do it for me? Please. Somebody's mama. She can't even get the bunions off her own damn feet. What she's about to do to God's favorite. My God. She can't pick the right wig out. She can't stop getting Party City wigs. How she's going to send something to me? Puh. Please. Will not come near me. Huh. I'm with you, Medea. This is how I'm feeling right now. Oh, oh, shoot. It ain't even up to me, y'all. I didn't even pick to be God's favorite. I used to be an atheist. What you gonna do? She's got them Party City wigs. And I'm supposed to be scared of her? Soak it in some Dawn water, girl, before you send something to me. But it's coming back to you. It's a warning. Everybody's on notice. I don't even want to hear it. People are going to be saying, look, BJ tried to tell him. I don't want to hear it. You can't on notice. Okay, we have an update. Okay, see how it says less than a minute ago? They just add stuff to the end. Garagos also reviewed other messages between Diddy and Cassie that were sent shortly after some freak-offs listed in the summary chart. Cassie texted Diddy in late October 2012 saying she kept having flashbacks of yesterday. And yet another message sent on Father's Day 2013, like I said. NBC gets the stuff wrong, y'all. And it's like by 10 years. And I get stuff wrong too, y'all, but I'm like a girl on the internet reading articles. I'm not NBC. Thank you for always showing me love and happiness. This is her Father's Day message. Thank you for always showing me love and happiness the way it's supposed to be. Can't wait until we have a baby of our own to celebrate Father's Day. She's just wishing she could do something else beside a freak off. Poor thing. Oh, Veronica said they made out of straw. They made out of straw. Please. I wasn't going to say it, but somebody's talking about I got cursed and hexed. Baby girl, baby boy. She already learned immediately because her own ancestors turned around and went back and said, that's a bad idea. We're not doing that. No, we would like to continue to exist. We are not going to mess with her. We like her more than you too. Write a check. Write it. Cash it. There's supposed to be a trial going on, somebody said. Thank you, Verity J, for the $10 super chat. Stay strong, incense and prayers up for you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all could pray too. As long as you pray into the one true God. I won't pray to nothing weird. But the one true God, yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Valerie McNair, for the $10 super chat. Pray, girl. I agree for you and me. Yep. Anybody sending something to Valerie, it's coming back at you. Y'all better leave her alone. Think of that $10. Astro in orange pill is called Lipitor. Huh? What? Wait. You can't be saying what I think you're saying, Natalie Blanchard. Thank you for that $2 super chat. It's a pill form? Robin rebukes. There you go. Pandora. Pandora got something for them. There you go. There you go. It's very funny. It's like the clowns. It's like the clowns thinking they run in the Queen's court. It's like, you're the court jester. Please. What are you going to send over here? To God's favorites house? Okay. I would advise strongly and highly against it. Okay, we have another tweet. Teeny Garagos says, okay, then Diddy writes, I'm locked in my bathroom talking to my therapist. What do you want to do? And then Cassie writes, it takes Jules hours to get here. He was talking to his therapist and arranging a freak off, y'all. And this is his own defense. His own lawyers are offering this up. He's talking to his therapist, locked in the bathroom, talking to his therapist on the phone. And Cassie is in the midst of helping him to plan a freak off. She writes, it takes Jules hours to get here. The hotel needs you to call to give Dave access. So they're lining him up. He's on the phone with the therapist. She's got Jules on the way. Dave needs to get let in now. Then Dave Shirley, I think that might be an assistant, writes to KK. Oh, okay. Maybe Dave is they did call one of the freak off guys Dave earlier. Mother, father, all of them. He needs to get a refund. Watch he was on the FaceTime with BetterHelp. Watch us end up finding out that's what was going on. Shout out to Crystal Seed 422. Girl, I absolutely love your sass and energy. You are protected, love. Teeny needs to wrap it up, Nita said. The therapist would know they were planning it. They weren't doing it yet. He's on the phone with the therapist. Unlikely better help. I do not encourage. I mean, do what you want. Do what you want. And, and all that. But I'm kind of with Britney Spears. Ready to, start going to God. I don't want them having my therapy data recorded on their Zoom cloud for the rest of who knows. Okay, a minute ago, NBCnews.com, meeting up for freak out. I think they're going to delete this. At Mondrian. The defense hopes to show Cassie didn't object to her role in Diddy's freak-offs and was an enthusiastic participant. Teeny Garagos introduced one text chat in which Cassie wrote, LOL, sure, when asked by Diddy to meet him for a Halloween rendezvous. Ew. Halloween 2013 at the Mondrian Hotel. Cassie has previously testified to doing the freak-offs to keep Diddy happy. Yeah, where's Lou Taylor? That's what I want to know. Faye said Faye B. Simmons, thank you for the $2 super chat. Sending Psalm 34. Let me look that one up. Psalms are good ones, huh? Those are kind of like the positive, uplifting. What is X toll? I need the modern day translation. Okay, it says... Wait, hold on. I need the story about how David pretended to be insane. Stop. He was pretending to be insane. Conservatorship or jail for him. He pretended to be insane before Abimelech. I don't know who that is, girl. I probably used to know. Who drove him away. I will extol the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. This poor man called. I'm not a man, but you get the gist. And heard him. Okay, yeah, amen. He saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and he delivers them. So take that, anybody's mama who wants to play with me. Oh, thank God. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Amen. There y'all go. Question, why was he locked in the bathroom talking to his therapist? That's a weird thing to lie. I don't think he was lying, girl. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I do not think he was lying. I do not think he is lying. I think he was in there and he was getting the freak off arranged. Thank you for the $4.99. Guava Berry. Thank you, Joy, for the $4.99. The Britney night at Cassie B Day is finally in view for me. Like, oh, he bought... I don't know if he bought her, but I do think he pulled, strings or favors or whatever to get Britney and Dallas Austin to come over there. I think he was probably trying to impress Cassie. But also it was two birds, one stone, because remember the next day, Britney got totally sabotaged at the VMAs. She was basically being set up actively for the conservatorship. So I don't know if Diddy had something to do with that part as well, but it was convenient because it did have her messed up before the VMAs. She was getting carried out of there by bodyguards. She was nodding off. Thank you for the $4.99. He was on the phone with the dealer Mule. That wasn't the therapist, Mrs. T said. Oh my gosh. How are you in a therapy session and arranging an FO? I want to know. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. You can do that over there at her house. She lets y'all do that over there. You can't do that over here. Lady J said Robin may be taking the downfall for Lou. I wouldn't be surprised. But Lou Taylor's day is coming. Louise Mary Sawyer Taylor of wherever, Rochester, wherever she grew up, New York, wherever, her day is coming. There's not going to be a possibility for her to escape from the consequences of her own actions. So Robin may take the fall for Lou, but Lou is also going to take the fall for Lou. My first videos on BJ Investigates are about this. The Hillsong, Mega Church, Kardashian, Jenner. It's the first 2 videos on BJ Investigates, and then there's a BAM video, then the 4th video. It's a 3-part series, and it's like Justin Bieber, Kanye West, Hillsong, Church Home, all of that. 3 episodes. This is from 2022, just to let y'all know how long I've been on the beat. That is not the Lawsuit from Hell playlist. No. Lawsuit from Hell is Lima Yavrimovich, a different op, who's also got her day coming. And it ain't gonna be me, it's gonna be the Lord. She owes me about $100,000, close to it, for her slap suit. That's a good one you could ask about what happens when you try to come for God's favorite, actually. And I don't have to do nothing except keep doing the right thing. It does get difficult sometimes, especially like with the money thing, because this whole place runs off money. So it's like if you are all tied up with your finances in court, it does get stressful. It's a heavy burden, but it'll just all keep working out. Mark my words. If you're going to bet on somebody, bet on me. Don't bet on nobody updating the stuff on time. Okay. I mean, the Independent, they've gone to nap time. Oh my God. What is going on here? Okay. Am I still on the screen? Do I think KK has escaped overseas? No. Are they trying to paint her like the Ghislaine? Is that what's going on with her? I don't think she's escaped overseas, but here's the thing, y'all. Like, don't they have enough to have arrested her by now? She hasn't been arrested. They're not going to charge her with anything. That's the most recent tweet too, y'all. I'm locked in my bathroom talking to my therapist. What you want to do? Well, it takes Jules hours to get here. The hotel needs you to call and give Dave I think that's the assistant, access. And then you see Dave writes to KK. Yes. So that's the most recent tweet. Thanks so much to No for the $4.99 super chat. How unhinged would I be if I send Slave Princess to the prosecution in Diddy's case? I'm sure they know about it. I would just leave. Look, listen, if anybody thinks they have tips, they have said, like, keep giving the tips to the prosecution. There's like a tip line and stuff, but I'm sure they know about their stuff that they have access to that we couldn't even fathom, I'm sure. As far as how, you can't get into Diddy's finances without immediately running into TriStar. And the same way Diddy would put people in the way of his dealings and doings, Lou Taylor does that too. So she'll be able to say, that was Robin, that was this person, that was that person. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, Robin Lambert, for the $4.99 pound. We need a celebration live stream when TriStar gets taken down. I mean, even so much as mentioned in an indictment, I think we should have a celebration if it ever happens. Innocent until proven guilty. I don't know. I wasn't there. Thank you for that $4.99. KK, I guess, could be a rebuttal witness. I don't know how the rebuttal stuff works, to be honest. Okay. Agent says she found no records of New Year's 2016-17 meeting less than a minute ago. Teeny Garagos asked Delessa Penland, a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, if she reviewed any materials indicating a meeting around New Year's Eve, 2016-2017. The agent confirmed she did not. I think this is like the Bana or the Capricorn testimony. Cassie's friend, Deontay, previously testified that he saw a man enter Cassie's and Diddy's hotel room during a New Year's trip to Las Vegas that year. Okay, right. Okay, so Deontay Nash, the stylist, who is, I think, still friends with Cassie, he said that New Year's 2016, 2017, he was in Vegas, and so were Diddy and Cassie, and then Cassie, like, kicked him out of the room. She was like, you have to go, a man is coming over. And he left. He said he was annoyed, but he was tired because they had been out or something. And so he left. And then then he saw a man going in there or something. I might be mixing stories up, but this is what this says here a minute ago. Cassie's friend, Deontay Nash, previously testified he saw a man enter Cassie and Diddy's hotel during a New Year's trip to Las Vegas this year. They might be still watching clips. I don't know what they doing. Angela said, you know, Kim is angry. Everyone is talking about KK and it's not even her. It's true. I think so too, Tyreek. Tyreek said this is a test trial for the rest of them. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, whoever just came in and said, am I doing this real time? Yeah, I'm reading like live tweets and live updates from inside the courtroom. Right now we're on NBC News. It looks like the most recent update that they gave was 12 minutes ago. This is CNN. Most recent update there was 4 minutes ago, which we did read. Then we have the Washington Post as well as one of the sources. 24 minutes ago is the most recent they did. And then we also have the Independent 2 minutes ago. Defense seeks to emphasize Cassie wanted to participate in freak-offs. The defense attorneys have been showing text messages between Cassie and Diddy, in which Cassie expresses interest in participating in freak-offs. Garagos brings up one text message from 2013, so like 5 years before they broke up, when Cassie responded, LOL, sure, when Diddy asked her to meet up for a rendezvous at a Mondrian hotel. Okay. So the most recent tweet here was like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something ago. Almost 20, I think. And it was the one about, did she write, it takes Jules hours. So this is the therapy. He's locked in his bathroom talking to the therapist. What do you want to do? And then she says, it takes Jules hours to get here. Hotel needs you to call to give Dave, the assistant, access. And then there's a text from Dave to KK. You spoke on direct. Okay, next question. You spoke on the direct examination about someone named Skylar? Yes. And the message is about the cops are here. There's no evidence of any 911 calls, is there? The special agent said no. I looked for evidence of 911 calls. There's no evidence of 911 calls. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for Brendan Paul's testimony. It's probably not even going to be today. So aggravating. This was only supposed to be an hour. My court is almost over. The judge might make it last a little longer, though. Just to like start the questioning on this Brendan Paul. But maybe he won't. Maybe he wants to get to the juror issue. Yeah, I hope they got him staying somewhere safe tonight. Billy Jr. said, can the defense get in trouble for dragging this out? I don't think so. I think that they're trying to show that it's like not fair unless they get to have their like little time or whatever. So why are they stalling now? I mean, they might not be. They might just, yeah, Claudia, I feel the same way. It's like I had high hopes for today. I thought today was going to be interesting because of the mule. Apparently not. They had to have had this lady on this stand and then they got to do a redirect. Lynn said that's probably why they're dragging it out. So Brendan doesn't come in. Defense strategy has always been stalling before a new damaging witness. It's true, to wear the jury out. But I think it is a bad move because the jury is so desperate for something interesting. They're really salivating over the next words of whoever. Okay, hold on. Let me see if we have any updates. Yeah, okay, we do. This photo of the detective's business card. This is the only thing about police, isn't it? Objection, Your Honor. Sustained. Because how would this lady know? The only thing she knows is what's right in front of her and what she actually checked. So the judge is like, no, what do you mean? No. Ask about specific stuff. Like, what is this? Is this one about the police? You included a call between you included. Again, Teeny is such a little rat. You included a call. She didn't make this freaking chart. Why do we keep doing this? Is bad faith. It's aggravating because it's like when people really just show there's no possible, like y'all know that I go out of my way to find any possible reason people are doing things or saying things. And I even, like I just said, I could see why she wants to ask some of these questions because when the jury is back there with this chart, they're not going to have the text messages that say, oh, I'm so for you right now or whatever, so fine. I even understand the strategy. I said, I think she could have wrapped it up by lunch. I think this is now getting a little overboard, but I see why. But there's no explanation other than she's just comfortable and okay presenting herself as dishonest. Everybody in the freaking room knows at this point, this lady did not make these charts. The prosecutors made the charts. And she keeps saying, you didn't include this. You didn't include that. Your chart. And it's like, come on, you like dishonest freaking mole rat, like, ew. But look at her daddy. I mean, just look at him. You included a call between Cassie and Diddy. Was that a FaceTime call? The lady's like, I don't know. No further questions. Brief redirect. Okay, so the prosecutors come back up there just briefly. The hotel in Riverhead. This is like the Hamptons. Who was there? Diddy, Cassie, and Clayton Howard. I think that's AKA Dave. What about this photo? And that's one with Cassie having a eye. What does it say with it? Cassie sent it to say, so you can remember. Because she knew she was going to get gaslit. She knew he was going to act like it wasn't a big deal. She didn't need to be so upset about it. It wasn't even that big of a, her face don't even look bad, according to D-Rock. Just, don't do a detour or whatever, if you're KK diminishing or, diminishing some of this previous stuff. So it's like, she knew she was about to get told it wasn't a big deal. So she sent it whenever the eye looked like that, so you can remember. Let me check the docket. See if anything, like maybe they filed something at lunch and it maybe hit the docket or something. No, nothing new here. There is a new update from CNN. Defense done with cross-examination. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson said she'll briefly question Delisa Penland, a special agent with the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Got an update from NBC. Cassie proposes cosplaying a one-night stand. The former girlfriend once proposed she and Diddy cosplay a hotel bar pickup and one-night stand, according to text chat between them. She already talked about this, and they asked her why she did that, and she said that somebody had said that it could spice up your like romance life with your significant other in a magazine. Or she said it somewhere, heard it somewhere, read it somewhere, and it was to get him to be interested in her because she didn't understand why he just wasn't interested in her. So she's like trying to spice it up. She told Diddy to meet her at the hotel bar where she is not Cassie and he was not Diddy. If he needed to break character, the safe word would be pineapple. Oh, Lord. Cassie had previously testified to acting. She had previously testified to doing this as a last-ditch effort to save their relationship. They taking a nap at Washington Post. Okay. So they're still on the redirect. Oh my God, this is funny. Oh, Auntie Jen is giving us the lore. Okay, David was hiding in Goliath's hometown. So I know that much, that David took out Goliath with his slingshot. They were not fans. So he pretended to be crazy so they would not recognize him or view him as a threat. Ooh, okay, okay. That's a good that's a good play. Pesta said, I thought they cosplayed. I think there was a lot of cosplaying going on. She said, I thought they cosplayed as Shaq, Kobe, Larry Bird. I don't remember Larry Bird. I think that one might got thrown in somehow. I think it was the other three, though. Thanks so much, Joan. Phone for the $4.99. I know what you're saying, but that isn't what Diddy's charged with. You see how you have those forward slashes? He's not being accused of all of these things against all of these people. He's being accused of doing it to adult victims. That's the 3 counts. I know why you thought that, though, because I also thought that. Whenever I looked at it, and I even made a video about it, like, what is this stuff about children? But then I went and read through the statute again, and I read some different articles and different interpretations of the statute. And it's that it's the same law that he would have been. It was the same statute he would have been charged with if he were accused of doing that to children. But it's like part A and part B. And like part A is the children, part B is the adults, force, fraud, coercion. Because what's the harm of trafficking a child is that they cannot consent. That's the whole thing. So if an adult also can't consent, that's why you have that force, fraud, coercion in the same statute. Yeah, trafficking is something that like by default you can't consent. Thanks so much for that $4.99. Thanks you Heal with Nana Black TV for that $9.99 super chat. Hi BJ, thank you for all the hard work, keeping us updated, prayers and covering. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Psalm 23. Oh, which one's that one? Is that the Shadow of a Valley of Death? I think I know that one. Yeah. This is the Lord is my shepherd one. I shall not want. This one's like real Catholic. I associate this one with y'all Catholics. He makes me lie down in the green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Imagine somebody thinking they're going to get me, and this applies to me. You know what I mean? Please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me finish the stanza here. Where was I? He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And also, if I may add, the rod and the staff will take care of anybody trying to hurt me too. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. I'm sitting here eating a snack while y'all go down. Okay, amen. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for that. Amen. All right. Anything else? Come on. Can we get a Brendan Paul in the chat? Can we have a Brendan Paul enter the chat? He will strike you with a bunion foot, just like he struck the snake with he will strike the forehead of the snake with the bunion foot or something. Wasn't that one of the curses of Adam and Eve or something? The bunion foot will strike the head snake's head or something. I'm misremembering or what? Crusted foot. Okay, no, we's just sitting here. Okay, at least one good news is we're closer than ever. We're closer than ever to finding out about Juror 7, everybody. No, Lil Rod's lawsuit is still going on. There were a couple of the counts that were taken down. There were a couple of them that were taken down by the judge, like a RICO, a civil RICO, things like that. But no, it's still going on. I think he also took out, or she, I don't know if the judge's gender off top of my head, but the judge also took out as defendants, I think it was Justin and also Cuba Gooding Jr. because of some service issues, service of process issues. Jessley, I don't know exactly what you're asking. My birth chart is Virgo, Sun, Pisces Moon, Aries rising. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. That's my Western. I'm crying over the bunion foot. No, bruise the heel with the head of the snake. I don't know what it was, but it's definitely happening in anybody trying to curse me. Huh? Oops. And they can't even say they didn't have notice and warning because I've been given it. I've been given it. If something happens to me, it wasn't me. Tell you that. Oh, man. Okay. It's 3:03. What's the judge going to do? Is he going to keep him for another hour? Is he going to tell everybody to come back tomorrow? I mean, Brendan Paul presumably traveled all the way to New York for this. I like Scorpios. Scorpios are cool. I like Capricorns a lot too. I get along with Capricorns. Like my main ride people in my life are all Capricorns. I'm absolutely surrounded by Capricorns in my real life. I like also Pisces because I got a Pisces moon. Leos, I like Leos. They're fun. They're fun people. I like them too. Sweet, loyal and all that. I like Leos. Okay, we got another one. Nothing further. Okay, leave for the day. Jurors leave. No Brendan Paul today, breaking news. However, we're about to find out about Juror 7. Maybe. Maybe they're going to kick everybody out. It's going to be another anticlimactic day. Ugh. Tell you what, that's aggravating. Okay. Really? Get to the juror, y'all. Y'all see I'm like Ricky Bobby out here on the refresh. These whole 2 days could have been an email. My God. It's not even 5 yet. They keep leaving early and starting late. Then you get Teeny wasting the day on unimportant things. It is true, Samantha, but the other thing is now, too, we just found out today from Diddy's lawyers that they only have like 2 to 5 days, or was it 3 to 5? Like just a few days. So we're going to be done. We're going to be done soon. The jury could get their instructions next week. So I think that's why the judge is just letting them go. Thank you, Facing Truth, for the $5 super chat. I'm a Capricorn. That's why I love you so much. Listen, it's something about Capricorns. I can't explain it. I'm surrounded by Capricorns all the time. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Both of my parents Capricorns, born on the same day. Fiance a Capricorn. Monica's a Capricorn. Just Capricorn as far as the eye can see. Like the people I work with are Capricorns. Less than a minute ago, Diddy texted Cassie, "I'm so sorry," after the assault. Okay, so Emily Johnson revisited messages between Diddy and Cassie before and after the Intercontinental Hotel incident in March 2016. In the days after the assault, Diddy texted Cassie, "Baby, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry." On the same day, Cassie texted Diddy, "I still have crazy bruising from Friday. I would be a dummy to subject myself to that possibility. To that possibly happening again," Cassie wrote. Quote, "When you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power and you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child." Okay, I knew this is what they were going to do. So the same way Teeny went and put her most damaging messages to Cassie, or what she believed to be, right there up front, then the rebut came back and said, "Yeah, but what else did Cassie say? I have bruising from Friday. I would be a dummy to subject myself to that possibly happening again. When you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me you have the power and knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child." New update. Judge dismisses jury for the day. He wants them back 9 a.m. tomorrow. The prosecutors have said they will likely rest their case tomorrow. Well, but they're now running a day behind. So I won't be surprised if they do end up having to finish on Friday instead of on tomorrow, because Brendan Paul was supposed to come on today. This lady was absolutely not supposed to take all day. This lady that just left, she was supposed to be like a couple hours this morning, maybe. Like Brendan Paul was supposed to be on the stand by now. So if the trial was going to be done by tomorrow. So we'll see if it's actually not trial going to be done. Excuse me. The prosecutors rest their half of the case. But then again, y'all listen, Diddy's whole case is going to take about a week or less. Could take 2 days. They don't have the all-stars coming in. Yeah, look, I just predicted it. I was right. The assistant U.S. attorney said, "I don't think we're going to rest our case tomorrow, Your Honor." How long is the redirect going to be? Sorry, excuse me. How long is the direct going to be on Brendan Paul? She said like an hour and a half. And we'll both be offering cleanup exhibits We have an application to close the courtroom. Please leave. Courtroom confidential. They closed the courtroom, y'all. God dang it. We do this all day and we can't even find out about the juror. Well, they are talking about the juror situation. But court adjourned. Courtroom has been cleared. That is so aggravating. What a boring 2 days. Well, I mean, I guess, no, yeah. It all hit the fan last week with the Kanye thing. We got a new update from NBC. I just need to do something quickly here. Okay, new update from NBC. Cassie and Diddy nearly had freak off day before beating. Cassie and Diddy considered doing a freak off on March 4th, one day before his infamous videotaped beating of her at an LA hotel. They ended up not doing it that day, according to a text chat, because Cassie had to run errands. The beating played a pivotal role in Diddy's downfall. It is true. So we do have some updates. We do have some news here. They just sealed the courtroom. Okay, we're getting an update here from Washington Post 2 minutes ago. So let me just read that. As we approach the end of the prosecution's portion of this trial, their last witness is expected as soon as tomorrow. It seems likely that the defense does not intend to call many witnesses, which is a common strategy. Diddy's lawyers have focused on countering the prosecution's narrative during their cross-examinations, as we saw just now. In the presentation of a flirtatious, loving, and sexual text message exchange between Diddy and Cassie during cross-examination of Delessa Penland, a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy's defense team is aiming to highlight for the jury communications that support their counter-narrative that, far from being an ST victim, Cassie had agency in her relationship with Diddy and sometimes was the one to suggest having freak-offs. After Delessa Penland's cross-examination, prosecutors briefly kept her on the stand to ask about messages that depicted Cassie as a shattered and abused person. Quote, "I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's daughter." Cassie wrote to Diddy in one message, "You treat me like Ike Turner," she said in another, reference to the abusive husband of singer Tina Turner. Prosecutors argue that Cassie was strictly controlled and manipulated by Diddy throughout their 11-year relationship. Okay. So we do have an update from CNN. It's kind of like the same stuff we already read, but I'll read it just for completion. Judge dismisses jury for the day. He said come back at 9 a.m. Maureen Comey said given the length of this special agent's cross-examination, the prosecutors now expect they're going to rest their case on Friday. The direct examination of Brendan Paul, the former assistant, is expected to take about 90 minutes tomorrow. So like tomorrow morning, the direct, and then probably tomorrow afternoon, Brendan Paul cross-examination. The judge has cleared the courtroom to handle a sealed matter with the parties. One new update from NBC News: jury is dismissed for the day, but the parties, this is NBC News, remain to discuss court matters. The jury and the general public have been dismissed for the day, as the parties remain to discuss issues in private with the judge. Before the public cleared the court, the prosecution said they're not likely to rest their case before Friday. Prosecutor Maureen Comey noted that Penland's testimony took a lot longer than she originally expected, and Brendan Paul has yet to even be called to the stand. What's the sealed matter? Does TMZ have the tea? Let me look it up. We just have this TMZ article because clearly they're the ones with the exclusive. Diddy's team shows jurors more freak-off footage. Defense team isn't backing away from the jury seeing the alleged freak-off videos because Diddy's lawyers are now showing jurors even more footage from them. The viewing went down Tuesday in day 25. Teeny Garagos was cross-examining. Of course, that's, Harvey Levins' friend's daughter right there. Garagos queued up a few videos, and jurors put on headphones and watched the freak-off footage on screens not viewable by lawyers, prosecutors, or those in the gallery. Prosecutors first showed jurors snippets of the same freak-offs that were shown Monday afternoon, though yesterday the jury only saw and heard around 30 seconds from 3 different clips. Each were like 10 or 11 minutes long, or 11 or 12 minutes, excuse me. It appears the defense's cut was much longer today, and we're told jurors saw over 10 minutes of footage before taking a lunch break. The courtroom was once again so quiet, folks in the gallery could hear muffled sounds from the jurors' headphones, although we're told it wasn't loud enough to make out what was actually happening on their monitors. Diddy was wearing a cream-colored sweater, gray pants, looked in the direction of the jurors as they watched the video, and he brought a book with him to court called The Power of Positive Thinking. Teeny Garagos teed up the viewing portion by showing the jury some text exchanges between Diddy and Cassie that had already been shown in court, including one where Cassie told Diddy, "I'm always ready to freak off. It can be whenever." Prosecutors claim Diddy coerced Cassie into participating in freak-offs, but his defense team says she was a willing participant. What are they staying to discuss in private? Okay, we got another new update. Prosecutor Maureen Comey just said the government is likely to rest its case Friday, not Wednesday, as they had originally planned. Wednesday's testimony may go longer than had been expected, and the court is closed Thursday for the Juneteenth holiday. The jury has been sent home for the day while lawyers discuss another issue with a juror. But on Monday, that's yesterday, a juror was dismissed over concerns about his New York residency. This new issue involved a different juror, and it's being handled in a sealed room, so we don't have many details yet. The jury must be compromised, in my opinion. Like Angela stated, the defense is too relaxed. I don't know if they are or not. I'm looking forward to finding out. I don't like how it's all secret. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat, nosy neighbor. Thanks so much to KBXN for the 50 sec. Why hasn't the prosecutor shown the films that Diddy recorded in his house? Big Rod has told us about it. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Because they seized all that information, all those tapes from inside the house, but they haven't done anything with those tapes. Very interesting. Thank you for that 50. Make sure you hit the like, hit the like. Hit the like, hit the like. Especially because these videos sometimes get hit with the demonetized because of the topics discussed. So it helps just kind of boost the video and get it out there. Make sure you didn't get unsubscribed as well. And yeah, I don't know if y'all heard or not, but I did have a trailer play at the beginning of this video. I did, surprise, surprise, I did interview Demori Hadley. Yes, I did. The daughter of the CEO of Rock Nation. So I got some videos coming out on that. That one's going to come out on BJ Investigates. So probably we'll put that one out tomorrow after the live tomorrow. We'll premiere that. Let's see. Jurors dismissed for the day, meaning Brendan Paul is going to have to wait for tomorrow. Prosecutors are less confident they're going to finish tomorrow. Yeah, we already read that. Well, not exactly that, but things like that. Okay, I have y'all going over to the to Popcorn Planet. I don't know if Andy will be over there today. Definitely Kim should be. I'm hoping. I didn't even ask, but I have y'all going over there to Popcorn Planet. I'll see y'all tomorrow, bright and early, 9 o'clock, 9 in the morning, and yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll finally get those fireworks we've been hoping to get. That's all I read for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither are opinions. Neither is reading stuff from online. Girl, love you, mean it. Okay, bye.